Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video review slash product series that I wanted to share with you guys. When Arlen and I, before we had kids, every Saturday night we would read some kind of mission story or inspiring story of a Christian to kind of give us the encouragement to move forward and share Jesus with those around him, let him live in our lives. And we wanted to continue that with our kids. So once Samuel got to be about 3, I started really looking for missionary stories that would be appropriate to read and share with him. A lot of them, especially Samuel's very sensitive, so anything that was really high intense or violent or anything like that, I just couldn't share with him. And in fact, one of these stories even has a lion attacking David Livingstone, I think, and that one's still almost a little too much for him. But for the most part, these books were a really great find. They were actually the only thing that I could find geared to, I would say these are probably geared to preschool up to about maybe 7 years old. And then probably once you start getting up into 8, there's some easier chapter books that you can use as read-alouds. But I thought I would share these with you. I don't have the full series. I just keep getting them piece by piece. I buy them used on Amazon, so I get them for pretty cheap. But the ones I have are Amy Carmichael, Hudson Taylor, Corrie ten Boom, George Mueller, Helen Roseveare, David Livingstone, and Mary Slessor. And these are all written by Catherine Mackenzie and illustrated by Rita Amassari. And I probably totally slaughtered that. But there are, I'm pretty sure there might be 11. There might just be 10 in the series, but I know there's at least 10. And so I kind of let Samuel help me pick out which ones we get and try to pick some that are appropriate for him. Like I said, this one, we picked it because we've been doing a lot on Africa and he's really interested in Africa. But he did at first have kind of a hard time with, it talks about how tough David Livingstone is, and that a lion almost attacked him one time, but a villager rescued him, and Samuel didn't like that. but they're pretty good. They definitely represent the belief systems of the different missionaries, which is good for teaching about them. And I think, and they all start out with the missionary as a child, which helps the kids relate a little bit better. And I can just read, this one is Samuel's favorite, so I'm just going to read a couple pages from the middle as kind of a sample for you. This is about Helen Roseveare, and there was a baby that was born very sick and they needed a hot water bottle. Let's see, we'll start here actually. Late one night in the African hospital, Helen could hear a little girl sobbing and a newborn baby crying. A young mother had just died. The hospital would have to look after the children now, but there was no electricity and the night was getting very cold. Helen knew it would be difficult to keep the baby alive. She sent for a hot water bottle. They must keep the baby warm. But the last hot water bottle had burst. What could they do? Helen couldn't buy another one. There weren't any shops. She couldn't phone and get one delivered. Their village was right in the middle of a jungle. So Helen did the best she could. She told the nurse, "Put the baby as near the fire as you can. Try and keep it away from drafts. Your job is to keep the baby warm." And so this just talks about prayer and faith and how God answers our prayers before we even ask them. So this is just a really, like I said, a really neat book, kind of a great set to introduce kids to the ideas of missionaries and to some of the famous ones. The series even has, I think I mentioned this maybe already, put people like Martin Luther, people that you might not necessarily think of as missionaries but who've paved the way. I think they have D.L. Moody, I think, in here somewhere in the series, I think, I'm not sure. But I just thought I would share these with you. It took me forever, ever and ever to find these, and this was all I could really come across for little kids. So I thought if any of you were looking for stories of missionaries to share with your young little ones, this is a really great place to start. So like I said, I just get these used on Amazon. You can get them new there as well. But let me know what you think, and if you have any questions in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great day.